My beloved child, listen to me with a quiet and tender heart, for what I have placed within you is not a title for you to exalt yourself, nor a radiant garment for you to seek the gaze of others. What I have given you is a holy responsibility, an entrustment placed in love, so that through your life, the weary may find strength to stand again, the lost may see the light, and those who thought they had been forgotten may realize that I am still touching them in very quiet ways. You do not need to try to appear great before anyone, because when I am within you, my presence will do what your own strength cannot do. You only need to keep your heart pure, your hands gentle, your words seasoned with mercy, and your steps moving according to the rhythm of my leading. There are people who will draw near to you, not because they fully understand what I am doing in you, but because, deep within, they sense a peace they themselves are lacking. They may not be able to name it, but they will recognize that there is a lamp within you that does not go out in the long night. Therefore, do not underestimate the way you are present. Sometimes, you do not need to say much, yet your calmness has helped someone become less afraid. Sometimes, you do not need to do something grand, yet a silent prayer, a compassionate look, and a listening ear without judgment can become my hand, lifting up the one who is exhausted. I want you to understand that true anointing is not always loud. Many times, it is quiet, like oil flowing over a wound, like dawn slipping into a dark room, like warmth covering a heart that has grown cold from being disappointed for too long. But my child, when I give you authority that belongs to the light, I also teach you to walk in holy reverence in the way you use that authority. Do not use words like arrows to protect a wounded ego. Do not use spiritual understanding to place yourself above others. Do not turn what I have given you into a rod to strike those who are already weak. Authority that comes from me is not meant to dominate, but to set free, not to make others fear you, but to let them see me through your humility. A word spoken under my guidance can break long-standing chains. But if that word does not go with love, it can wound the very person who needs healing. So, before you speak, let me touch your motives. Before you correct anyone, let your heart learn to have compassion for them. Before you stand up for what is right, make sure there is no bitterness within you disguising itself as righteousness. I want you to be strong, but not hard. I want you to be steadfast, but not cold. I want you to be able to stand before darkness without trembling, yet still be soft enough to weep with those who are hurting. There is a holy strength that does not need to shout, does not need to prove itself, and does not need to force anyone to acknowledge it. That strength is found in the one who knows how to kneel down and wash another's wounds, who knows how to keep silent when silence is wisdom, who knows how to speak when silence would harm the innocent, who knows how to pray when no one sees, and who knows how to love even when love is not returned. Live in this way, not because you want to become special, but because you were loved by me first, lifted by me first, kept by me first. And now, I invite you to become a healing stream for others. If there are times when you feel small, do not quickly consider it a failure. Smallness in my hands is fertile ground where miracles can grow. Those who think they are sufficient often struggle to receive guidance. But those who know they need me will learn to walk in beautiful dependence. When you say, I am not wise enough, I will give clarity at the right time. When you say, I do not have enough strength, I will become the strength that lifts you to stand again. When you say, I do not know how to move forward, my Holy Spirit will open within you a path your natural understanding cannot yet see. You do not need to have every answer already in order to be used by me. You only need a heart willing to obey, and I will place the right words at the right moment. Open the right door in the right season. Send the right people along the right part of the journey. And close the paths that no longer belong to the goodness I have for you. Remember Gideon, the one who once hid in fear, thinking he was small within a small household. When I called him, he did not step forward with the appearance of a glorious hero. He carried trembling, question, limitation, and even a sense of unworthiness. But I did not see Gideon the way he saw himself. I saw what I had placed within him. I saw a man who could rise when strengthened by me. I saw a small instrument in my hand that was still enough to accomplish something great. I did not need a large army to reveal my power. I reduced the number of those following Gideon so everyone would know that victory did not come from human strength, but from my hand. Do you see? When you become small before me, my power has room to become great through you. When you do not rely on applause, human wisdom, or outward numbers, I can use your life as a clear sign that this good thing comes from me. Therefore, do not measure your worth by the recognition of the crowd. The crowd may celebrate you today and forget you tomorrow. Others may misunderstand you, judge you through one moment, or fail to see the quiet battles you have overcome. But I see the times you knelt down when no one knew. I see the tears you shed not for yourself, but out of compassion for those who are far from the light. I see the times you wanted to react out of hurt, but chose silence in order to keep peace. I see the times you were treated unfairly, yet still refused to let your heart become poisonous. These things, before me, are more precious than empty praise. True anointing is not proven by a loud voice, but by a heart that still knows how to love in trials, still knows how to forgive in pain, and still knows how to be faithful in seasons when no one stands beside it. My beloved child, live as one who has been touched by my holy oil, not with pride, but with watchfulness, not with the attitude of demanding to be served, but with a spirit ready to lift others up. There are people watching you more than you realize. This is not meant to pressure you, but to help you understand that your life is sowing invisible seeds. One pure choice of yours can rekindle faith in someone. One gentle response of yours can teach another person that peace is still real. One faithful decision of yours can become a quiet bridge that brings someone closer to me again. You do not need to know everyone who is being touched through you. Your part is simply to keep burning brightly, like a lighthouse standing still in the midst of great waves, not chasing after any ship, not advertising its own light, but steadily shining the way for those searching for a shore. Even so, always guard your heart. The one entrusted with light must stay even closer to the source of light. The one entrusted with words must know how to be silent before me. The one entrusted with authority must be trained in humility. Do not let results make you forget that every good thing comes from me. Do not let opposition harden you. Do not let loneliness make you seek validation in impure places. Return to me often, so I may wash away weariness. Realign your motives. Renew the flame, and keep you from losing your first gentleness. When you still know how to hurt over the pain of others, you are still being shaped by me. When you still know how to pray in the secret place, the fire within you is still true. When you still choose love though you are hated, still choose forgiveness though you have been betrayed, still choose faithfulness though you have been abandoned, you are walking in an authority that does not come from human beings, but from my presence. So rise, but rise in gentleness. Speak, but speak with words guided by love. Serve, but do not forget to rest in me. Shine, but do not leave the source of light. I will be within you, and I myself will lift those who come near you. I will open gates no hand can shut, lead you through places you have never known, strengthen what is weak in you, soften what has become hard, and brighten what was once dim. You do not need to become someone else in order to be used by me. Be yourself in surrender, in purity, and in trust. When you walk this way, your life will not only be a story of restoration, but also a living sign that I am still healing, still calling, still raising up, and still doing new things through those who know how to give themselves to me. My beloved child, let your heart become still enough to recognize that I have not only placed you as a small lamp so others may see the way, but I myself am also guiding you by rays of light reserved for your own journey. You are not someone thrown into this life to struggle alone among unclear crossroads. Before you understood the meaning of your first steps, I already knew the seasons you would pass through, the choices you would face, and the turns where you would need to be upheld. Therefore, I prepared signs for you, not as noises that confuse you, but as gentle whispers reminding you that I am still near, still seeing, and still guiding the way. There are signs that come through a strange peace within your heart, a stillness not born from favorable circumstances, but from a deep confirmation that you are walking in the right path. There are signs that come through a clean uneasiness, not fear that makes you shrink back, but a gentle reminder telling you to stop, consider, and not rush to step into a place I have not yet opened. There are signs that come through the words of someone you thought you met only by chance, through a reminder repeated many times, through a door closing at the right moment, through a delay that frustrated you but quietly protected you from something you could not yet see. My child, I do not always speak with thunder. Many times I speak through silence, through the rhythm of peace, through subtle stirrings in a mind illuminated by my love. So do not disregard the small things touching your life. Do not think that I only guided those of old. While today I remain silent, I am the living God, and my love is not locked away in the pages of times gone by. I am still working in this day, in the room where you are sitting, in the decision you are considering, in the relationship you are discerning, in the doorway you are wondering whether to walk through. Every season you pass through has its own language, and in this season, I am teaching you to read the signs with watchfulness, not with hurried curiosity, with mature faith, not with the fear of missing out. You will see that the closer you draw to me, the more sensitive you become to what I am doing, not because you become tense about every detail, but because your heart is being tuned to hear the true sound of peace. When you are walking in the right direction, I will give you a steadiness that is not easily shaken by the praise or criticism of others. You will not need to ask everyone to confirm every step, because within you there will be a gentle clarity supporting you. But when you begin to turn onto a path that draws your heart away from purity, my Holy Spirit will not abandon you. He will remind you, pull you back, and make you unable to rest in what is misaligned. That is not condemnation, my beloved child, but mercy keeping you from going too far. Remember the wise men from the East, those who saw a sign in the sky and courageously set out to seek the one who had been promised. They were not guided by a complete map, nor did they know what every stage ahead would look like. They had only a star, a holy urging, and a longing great enough to leave the familiar behind. That journey was not short, nor was it without moments when they must have wondered whether they had understood correctly. But as they continued to walk in reverence and humility, that sign led them to the place they needed to reach. Then, when danger was waiting on the road back, I warned them through a dream so they would take another way and be preserved. Do you see? I do not only give signs to begin a journey, I continue to guard, adjust, and protect the one who listens to me throughout the journey. In the same way, I do not call you once and then leave you to grope your way through darkness. I will continue to guide you through important moments, through decisions that may affect many things behind them. At times, I will tell you to stand still, even when everyone around you is urging you to do something immediately. At times, I will tell you to step forward, even when the familiar feeling inside you wants to keep you in the old place of safety. At times, I will close a door so your heart will not be divided. At times, I will open a small and humble path, one that does not look impressive before the world, yet leads you into deeper maturity. What is needed from you is not that you understand everything immediately, but that you keep a soft heart, ready to hear and ready to respond. Do not let distraction cause you to miss what I am sending you. The world around you has many voices, many false lights, and many hurried promises that can easily make you chase after them and become weary. If you allow your mind to be pulled in by every noisy thing, it will be difficult for you to recognize my gentle voice. So give me spaces of silence. Give your heart time to settle from hasty reactions. Learn to slow down before a major decision, not because you are weak, but because you value my guidance more than the speed of emotion. When you become still, you will recognize that there are things I placed before you long ago, but you were too busy to see them. And do not let doubt make you keep delaying what I have already made clear. There are times when you ask me for more signs, not because you do not know, but because you are afraid to obey what you already know. I understand that trembling. I know that walking in faith sometimes requires you to leave the familiar, let go of something you have relied on, and say yes when you do not yet hold every guarantee in your hands. But my child, do not demand a great fire when I have already lit a lamp bright enough to show you the next step. I do not always show you the whole long road, because I want you to learn to hold my hand one step at a time. The light I give today is enough for today's obedience. When you step forward, the light will continue to open. The signs I give are not meant to frighten you, nor to place a heavy burden on your shoulders. They are an invitation for you to live more awake, more deeply, and closer to me. I do not want you to become someone who is always anxiously searching for omens in everything, but I want you to become one who knows how to discern with a heart taught in love. True watchfulness does not make you panic, it makes you peaceful. True sensitivity does not exhaust you, it helps you walk in rhythm with me. When you look at everything through faith, you will understand that I do not abandon you in the small details of life. Even a delay, a meeting, a door not yet opened, or a sudden reminder can become a small bell calling you back to my guidance. Therefore, my beloved child, live as one who knows you are being guided. Do not walk aimlessly, for your life has purpose. Do not move like someone lost, for I am with you. Do not let the darkness of confusion make you forget that I have placed within you a light that is not easily extinguished. Observe with the eyes of faith. Listen with a humble heart, and respond with gentle obedience. When I tell you to stop, stop without shame. When I tell you to go, go without fear. When I correct you, receive it as a beloved child. When I confirm you, continue walking with gratitude. I am speaking, inviting, opening the way, and keeping you. You only need to remain close to me, and every sign along the road will no longer be difficult to understand, but will become loving markers leading you into the journey I prepared for you long ago. My beloved child, I see the depth within your heart, where emotions often flow more strongly than words, where concern for others sometimes becomes a great wave covering even your own peace. I know you are not shallow. You love sincerely. You care with your whole heart. You rejoice in the joy of others and ache at their pain. That is a beauty I have placed within you, a precious softness not everyone possesses. But my child, even the most beautiful thing, if not placed beneath the light of wisdom, can make you weary, confused, and cause you to lose steadiness. So today, I do not come to rebuke you because you feel too much, but to teach you how to cherish your emotions without allowing them to lead you far from the peace I give. In this season of movement, there will be days when everything around you changes so quickly that you cannot name what is happening within you. Perhaps one small word can make you think for many hours. Perhaps someone's silence makes you wonder whether you did something wrong. Perhaps one sign of affection fills you with hope. And then one delay causes you to fall into worry. I know those fluctuations. My beloved child, I do not treat them lightly. I also do not tell you to become cold in order to be strong. True strength is not found in feeling nothing, but in knowing how to bring everything you feel before me, so I can reorder that disorder into clarity. Understand that emotions are like clouds passing across the sky. Some clouds are white and gentle, making your heart feel renewed. Some dark clouds come carrying heavy rain. But the sky does not disappear because of one storm. You are the same. Sadness does not define you. Worry does not rule you. Temporary joy should also not cause you to rush into decisions that have not been considered. I want you to learn how to look at your emotions with awake eyes, recognize them, listen to what they are signaling, but do not give them the right to take the steering wheel of your life. When your heart is boiling, do not hurry to speak sharp words. When your heart is excited, do not hurry to promise what is beyond your strength. When your heart is afraid, do not hurry to conclude that every door has closed. Stop. Breathe slowly. Call my name, and let my presence draw you back to the center of peace. There will be moments when you rejoice because you are near someone you love, because you see your work bearing fruit, because the things you prayed for begin to open. That joy is a gift, but you need to keep it in humility. Do not let joy make you forget discernment. Do not let gladness make you think everything appearing before your eyes is something I want you to take hold of immediately. A beautiful flower also needs the right season to release its full fragrance. An open door also requires you to enter with calmness, not haste. I rejoice when I see you joyful, but I also want your joy to have deep roots, so it will not be swept away by changing winds. Then there will also be times when sadness comes, like evening shadows covering a room. You may feel disappointed because someone did not respond as you hoped, weary because what you have tried has not yet produced results, or anxious because the future still holds too many empty spaces. In those moments, the most dangerous thing is not that you feel sad, but that you believe sadness is telling the whole truth. Not every heavy feeling is the voice of truth. Some feelings are only signs that you need rest, comfort, and a moment to lay your burden down. Do not punish yourself because you are tender. Do not hurry to blame others when you are hurting. Let me sit beside you in that silence. I am not afraid of your tears. I do not turn away from the days when you no longer have beautiful prayers to offer. As long as you return to me, I will teach your heart to beat again in gentleness. Remember Elijah, the one who once stood before the people with great courage, and afterward fled in exhaustion and fear. He had seen my power revealed. Yet there was still a time when he became discouraged beneath a tree and felt as though he had no strength left to continue. I did not come to Elijah with heavy rebuke. I allowed him to rest, to eat, and to be restored little by little. I did not force him to rise immediately to prove his faith. I knew that the battles outside him had drained him within. Then, when the time came, I did not come in a noise that made him even more afraid, but in a gentle, quiet whisper. enough to call him back to the path I had prepared. Do you see? Even the strong need to be upheld at times. Even the one who once stood firm before the crowd may tremble in a lonely place. And I am still there. Not leaving. Not despising. Not putting out the lamp that still flickers. So, do not see your emotions as enemies. But do not let them become a throne either. Let me sit on that throne. When you are angry, bring your anger to me before turning it into words that wound. When you are sad, let me hold that sadness before you use it to close your heart. When you are worried, surrender to me the things you cannot control before choosing a decision merely to escape discomfort. You do not need to react to everything immediately. There are answers that will become clearer after a peaceful night. There are decisions that will mature when you stop rushing. There are relationships that will be protected if you know how to be silent at the right time, speak at the right time, and ask for wisdom before acting. I want you to practice walking in holy calmness. This does not mean you must hide what you feel, but that you know how to place it under my guidance. Learn to ask yourself, is this leading you toward love or toward harm? Is this making you clearer, or only making you want to react so you can feel lighter for a moment? Is this coming from peace, or from the fear of being abandoned, misunderstood, or losing what you value when you know how to stop and discern? You will see many waves settle on their own without needing you to fight them. I will teach you to distinguish between the voice of wisdom and the noise of anxiety, between the invitation of love and the pressure of old wounds. My beloved child, in the coming days, keep yourself closer to me than ever before. Do not wait until your emotions overflow before you seek me. Come to me in the morning, when your heart is still clear. Whisper to me in the middle of the day. When you begin to feel pressure rising, hand everything back to me at the end of the day before sleep closes your eyes. Each time you return to me, you are building a fence of peace around your heart. Each time you choose to slow down instead of reacting, you are growing in maturity. Each time you choose to love without losing yourself, you are learning to live in the good order I have established. And my child, I want you to believe that you can pass through this season not by forcing yourself to be strong, but by leaning on me. I will not let your emotions swallow you. I will not let temporary sadness decide your future. I will teach you to rejoice while remaining humble, to be sad while still carrying hope, to love while still having boundaries, and to care while still knowing how to rest. I will turn your sensitivity into a purified gift, so you will no longer be swept away by every change, but become someone who brings gentleness, peace, and light into places where love is absent. Take my hand, my beloved child. The waves may rise, but I am the one who teaches you to walk upon the water with trust, one step at a time, in a peace that nothing can steal. My child, do not grow discouraged when your faithfulness has not yet been recognized. Do not assume that hidden sacrifices are useless. There were nights when you chose to forgive even though your heart was hurting. There were days when you still did what was right, though no one thanked you. There were moments when you continued to trust me, though no clear evidence stood before your eyes. I see it all. No good deed sown in faith falls into forgetfulness before me. What you do in secret will one day be brought into the light by me. Not so you may become proud, but so you may know that my love never overlooks a humble heart, and so you may understand more deeply. Remember Joseph, the one who was pushed into a pit by the very people who should have protected him. His path also sometimes looked like a chain of failures, sold away, misunderstood, imprisoned, forgotten. If seen with hurried eyes, people would have said that Joseph's life had reached a dead end, but I was quietly joining each link together. The pit was not the end. The prison was not the final period. Human forgetfulness cannot stop my remembrance. At the right time, I brought Joseph from the dark place into a position where he could save many people through famine. What once caused him pain became the path by which life was preserved for his whole family. Just like Ruth, Joseph did not understand everything while he was in the middle of the trial, but his perseverance became a bridge leading to a greater purpose. My beloved child, I tell you these things not so you may merely admire those of old, but so you may recognize that your own life is also in my hands. You may not yet see the full picture, but I am holding every thread. You may be hurting because a door has closed, but I am leading you to a field where there will be meeting, restoration, and a new future. You may be grieving what has moved away from you, but I am preparing something more aligned with the purpose I have placed upon you. Do not let loss teach you to doubt, my love. Let it teach you to lean closer to me, because in my arms, even broken pieces can be joined together into a precious vessel. So today, continue walking with gentleness and trust. Do what is right before me, even when you have not yet heard any applause. Keep your heart pure when life tests you with delay. Love, when loving, requires courage. Be faithful with the small assignment, because in my kingdom, a small seed can still become a great tree. I do not need you to know the whole future. I only invite you to hold my hand in the present. When the time comes, you will look back and understand that the days when you thought you were being buried were actually the days when I was planting you in good soil. And from that place, I will cause your life to bloom, not only so you may be lifted up, but so that through you, many others may also find hope, peace, and light.